I remember when we first were setting up our first classroom, and we had nothing. We had 7 students. We had an agreement with education that we could be a school, but we didn't own a pencil.
Can you believe this? From Renfrew,
No.
elementary school, tiny little room, to this.
Yes, it's just-
Unbelievable. It's overwhelming.
It is incredible.
I mean, we went to our neighborhood school and said, look, this is the issue. And the principal never looked us in the eye. There wasn't a lot of science at the time which would talk about that the brain is a fluid thing, that the brain is not static. So the belief at the time by almost all professionals is that children are born and that's it. So when we were saying, oh no, if you are intense and you have these objective programmings and they improve because their brain actually changes. Well, there wasn't a lot of scientific support for that at the time.
The main point is we wanted our kids to continue to learn in the way that they knew how, and with the
Right.
supports
Exactly.
that
That they were
needed.
having success.
They needed
With,
to have
yes,
those
they were
supports.
already so successful
And-
with that approach.
Yeah,
We didn't want to
that's
change
right.
the approach. And we just thought maybe we could create something grassroots, small.
Well, the biggest challenge would have been fundraising, because we were all managing our home programs at the time. We started 2 years before we opened, and we were meeting roughly every week or every 2 weeks at different people's houses.
Because it was such a grassroots organization,
Yes.
we literally went into businesses and we asked every $20 counted that what we could get for a donation or for the silent auctions.
And being together, it was
It was
people who
being
had
together.
a similar story. You couldn't tell your friends some of the things you were going through
No.
because they go, what?
Yeah.
So it was,
Yeah.
we laughed
Yes.
and cried together more. It was a very supportive group, and
Very.
somebody was always going through something. It was adrenaline overload. We were
Yes.
always on
Yeah.
crisis management, and you never thought about it. You never even thought about what you were doing because you were just doing it.
Yeah.
We just
Yeah.
really wanted this to be successful,
Yeah.
so you just
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah.
We were bringing stuff from homes. We were going to garage sales, and I was in the hallway, and the caretaker walked by, and he popped in, and he was saying, "What's going on?" And we were explaining, and I said, "We're just starting from nothing. We're going to have a little fundraiser. We're going to try and find tables or something. We have little IKEA tables at home. We're going to bring in." And he says, "I got you," and he said, "Come with me." And he took me down into the sub-basement of this school. And down under there were all these old desks, all covered in dust. And he goes, "Here's your school." And I was just falling. And I said, "Well, how do we pay for these? Do we fill out a form? And he goes, "Nobody but me knows these are here. These were written off decades ago." He said, "This is all yours." And I was overwhelmed.
The Janus Academy was a godsend for all of our kids.
Yeah.
It was literally a godsend. So from that point of view, there was just you couldn't put a value on it.
We really barely envisioned the next year.
No,
because
exactly.
we were on survival mode.
Yes.
Yes.
But the kids kept coming, then we had to get more staff, and we kept growing and growing. And our kids got older and more younger kids, and more was getting known about autism. Our school got a higher profile, so more and more kids came.
Yes.
When we hear things like people have moved here from
Right.
Alberta, from
Right.
other
And I have heard
provinces
that.
to access
Yes.
the Janus Academy, that is a wonderful
Yes.
legacy for everyone. It was a huge team effort, but it was a
And you
wonderful
can't,
thing.
for sure now, there is no facility like this in Canada. This is, you would be hard pressed to find something this nice in the United States.
Well, it was 20 years of our lives
Yes.
that we.
Yeah.
It's so amazing. And the
Yeah.
people who aren't here, Joanne,
Yeah.
Deb, Tom.
Yeah.
These people are a part of my life, a part of my history, and that will never change. And when I talk about, as I mentioned, the bravest people I've ever met, it's these people. It wouldn't have happened without the character of the people that just happened to come together.
You're doing it.
I'm doing it.
You are doing it.
Awesome.
Okay. Now everyone wait. Let's go. We got it in the midnight zone.
My daughter Parker is 8 years old. She has autism and ADHD. She is the most remarkable person I've ever met. She's definitely smarter than me. She is loving and caring, and she emotionally connects. She's all kinds of things that people stereotypically don't think a child with autism is. If I was talking to Parker 10 years from now, I would tell her I'm so in awe of her and proud of her, and that she has a wonderful, bright future, and that I am so much better off as a person for having been lucky enough to be her mother. I would tell her she belongs in the world. She belongs in every corner and every aspect of society, and that she is entitled to be a full member of society. It's absolutely possible that I'm going to get to sit and have that conversation with 18-year-old Parker in her graduation cap and gown. And that's, I have hope for her future. I have hope that we can carve out a space for her where she knows how to carry herself into the world. The difference has been astronomical. It was not instant, but quick with her. She has learned that school is a nice place for her to be. She has made friends, which there are no words for what it feels like to hear this child talk about having played with a friend today and that she comes back to see them the next day. She has not experienced that. Someone had created the perfect place for these children where they can actually be themselves and thrive. She has learned to read. She couldn't read before because she couldn't regulate long enough to sit in class and participate in the steps. And now she reads. She'll read anything. I didn't have hope that she was going to be able to safely and confidently walk out into the world, not because of her, but because of the world. And this, I know she's only been here at Janus for 6 months, but what she has experienced and the impact of those changes on myself and on my other girls, I absolutely have hope that that future is going to come true. If I could see the founding members today, I would say the most profound thank you for building it, for giving us hope, and for showing us how to keep building it.